A game that should be chock full of drama here at the Emirates. Plenty to look forward to as Arsenal play host to Manchester City. Stay tuned to find out live here on EA TV. A splendid day for football here in North London at the Emirates Stadium. I'm Derek Ray and my commentary partner as always is Stuart Robson. And looking forward to bringing you action from the Premier League coming right up. It's Arsenal facing
Hello, welcome back to Armchair Armory. Bloody hell, I look like James O'Brien with my massive ears sticking out. Welcome back to Armchair Armory, and it is another big game coming up thick and fast in the Premier League. Manchester City at home at the Emirates on Sunday. I don't know how to view this because the headline is obviously of this video is we might be the favourites, but we shouldn't get carried away. They pretty much, I wouldn't go as far as to say demolished, because I don't necessarily think they were that amazing. I think they didn't really need to get out of third gear, really. They did comprehensively beat Manchester United last week, but I wouldn't go as far as to say, oh, they were unbelievable. You know, they had two counter-attacking goals finished off by Haaland. And, you know, as soon as you give that guy the space, that's it, you know. And then, you know, I'd say it's defensive errors for the defensive and goalkeeping errors for the second and third goal, but particularly positioning wise, the first goal was definitely Bruno loses Foden, essentially. But they're still dangerous, you know. They still have their moments, you know. Their new signing, Tijani Reinders, looks pretty good. I know Ryan Shirky's injured at the moment, but Reinders looks really good. I just mentioned they still have Haaland, and they'll be out for revenge after we, you know, not only beat them 5-1 at the Emirates last season. You remember the whole Lewis Skelly thing, Miles Lewis Skelly thing, where he did the meditation celebration, Haaland's meditation celebration after he scored that third goal. They're going to be out for blood, and you know Pep will instill that in them to try and take us out, essentially. But you know, I think about when we beat Real Madrid. In fact, the team that you can see here, this is one of my this image here is one of my favourite memories as an Arsenal fan. When Thierry Henry scored against Real Madrid at the Bernabeu, the real Galacticos at the Bernabeu. But sorry, I keep glancing over. It's the Newcastle-Barcelona game. Where was I? Yeah, so last season when we beat Real Madrid at the Emirates. And we were obviously going to the Bernabeu the following week or 2 weeks later or whatever it was, and there was all this like news in the Spanish media, Madrid sort of propaganda and all that sort of stuff, saying yeah we're gonna turn it around and all this sort of stuff. I forget the phrase that they used. Somebody remind me, but I forget the phrase they used. But they basically said that it's a foregone conclusion that the Bernabeu is going to be like hell for Arsenal, and yeah, that didn't happen. So this could be the same thing with Manchester City again. 2-0 Barcelona. This could be the same thing with Manchester City again. They could be coming into the game thinking, yeah, the momentum's with us, we're going to go in and we're going to get revenge after that drubbing we got last season, and that might not happen. I don't actually think that they will. If they beat us, I think it will be narrow. I think over the last couple of seasons, last season at home was the first time we look better than them. It's only really been in the last 2 seasons, maybe 3 seasons, where we've looked a little bit more competitive against them. I think the season just gone, which, you know, people behave like is the worst season in Arsenal's history. We definitely looked a lot more competitive. So the 2-2 draw at the Emirates and then the 5-1 win. We should have won that game at the 2-2 draw at the Etihad. We should have won that game. If it wasn't for Trossard being sent off, we probably would have won that game. That's one of the big things for me this season, actually, because we've beaten them twice at the Emirates now. So that's one of the things for me is that I'm hoping this year is the year that we beat them at the Etihad when we come round to playing them there. But here you never know. So far, as I say, in the last 2 seasons, we've beaten them, beat them 1-0, Martinelli goal, and obviously the 5-1. So, as I said, after the in the preview for Athletic Club, which again I apologise I didn't do a reaction because I had to stay late at my work. I couldn't leave. Because I don't live in London and the office is based in London. I couldn't leave the office at my normal time, so I had to stay until the traffic died down in the area. So I decided to watch the first half, and then didn't get home in time to really like see anything. So yeah, I just ended up watching the highlights, and I thought to myself, there's no point in me doing a reaction to half a game. But yeah, I said in the Bilbao preview that gods don't bleed. And for 6-7 years, Manchester City were gods. They were immortal. They were, well, not immortal because they didn't not lose, but they were almost indestructible. Like you could barely touch them. It's like you knew any team that went to the Etihad, it was almost going to be a foregone, or playing Manchester City in general was going to be a foregone conclusion. Whereas now I feel like the fear factor's gone from them. I feel like they're not as like, teams aren't as scared as they once were, if that makes any sense. I feel like with Manchester United, I feel like for the first 20-25 minutes of the first half, they were like that. And then as soon as City scored, they sort of went back into their shell and then came back out in the second half and tried. And then they conceded and then went back into their shell. And I think that's kind of where we are with Man City at the moment. I felt that when they played Wolves. That's the only other game I've watched of City's this season. Was their game against Wolves, where they won 4-0. But for the first half, or did City score in the first half? I can't remember. But anyway, Wolves were giving it to them. Probably had more chances in the first half an hour. As soon as City scored, well, in fact, as soon as City went to 2-0, they gave up. They just sort of went, all right, damage limitation now. So yeah, as long as we don't do that, which I don't think we will, I feel like the mentality of the team has definitely improved over the last couple of seasons. We've definitely become a lot more rigid to that sort of stuff. If you think about Arteta's first full season, either his first full season or his second full season, I can't remember. But when we lost 5-0 at the Etihad, I think I've got it somewhere. Because I did a video on it, didn't I? In fact, yeah, let's go back to it. Just because I'm a glutton for punishment. So, yeah, it was on August the 28th. I've only got 14 views on that video. Let me share my screen and I'll show you. Hopefully it doesn't play out. Yeah, that's it here. 28th of August, 2021, I want to say. Yeah, 2021. So that would have been the 21-22 season. So I believe that was Mikel's first full season, because I started this in 2021. I started this in 2020. So yeah, I think it was his first full season. Oh no, it wouldn't have been, would it? No, it was his second full season. I look back at that game and I think about. I look back at that game and I think about how much better we are mentality-wise compared to then. You know, we would capitulate at every turn. You think about in the latter days of Wenger, the 10-2 over 2 legs against Bayern Munich. Unless something goes horribly wrong, like we've got ample injuries and all that sort of stuff, at the moment I can't see that. I can't see that happening where we get absolutely battered. Even when we did get battered, it wasn't like embarrassingly battered. It was more possession based where we get like against Newcastle in the Carabao Cup, for example. That was, or PSG, you know, footballing wise we'd get battered. We wouldn't get battered score wise necessarily. But back in those days, it felt like both on the football field and as a game, as a football match, and from a score point of view, we get absolutely destroyed, absolutely outthought and outfought, to quote Alan Shearer. So yeah, I don't think it's going to be like that. Although I do err on the side of caution of being too confident about this. I think we probably do go into this as the favourites because City have already lost 2 games this season so far. We've only lost 1, and we've probably looked, I'd probably say more, if I was being objective, I'd probably say we probably look more stable than Liverpool, because, you know, we've conceded 1 goal in 4 games. And if you include the Champions League game, it's 1 goal in 5 games that we've conceded. We've kept 4 clean sheets and won 4. Yes, Liverpool have won every game of the season so far, but they've conceded, I think, 2 goals a game, I think, at least. So, yeah, even in their Charity Shield game, which they lost on penalties. So we've looked a little bit more defensively solid and a bit more of a compact team than they have. But they're still winning, which is the most important thing. But we'll see as the weeks go on what that means. As I say, on paper, we look, just by form alone, we probably do look like the favourites against City, but never rule them out. Like, they could have the best performance of the season so far against us. So, as I always say, it will be one of those games that I'll be watching behind the sofa. We'll just have to see what happens. Right, I'm going to leave it there. I will be back again. Oh, the interesting thing as well is we'll see whether Saliba, Ødegaard and Saka are available. I don't think Saka will be. Saliba and Ødegaard, it's give or take. You know, with the way Mosquera's playing at the moment, does Saliba actually get back in as quickly as we think? But maybe that's what Arteta's waiting for the City game, for our best 11 to get in, or best 11 to start. Right, I'm going to leave it there. Enjoy the rest of the simulation. It's quite funny because since I've started this new season, I've literally lost every single EAFC simulation. I'm pretty sure that they do this on purpose. They make the game, the previous game, so frustrating that you have to buy the new game to get used to a whole new gameplay style. He says. Right, I'm going to finally leave it there. I will be back again after the game on Sunday, hopefully celebrating an Arsenal win. Until then, take care and stay safe.
30 minutes to go then.
Remember to like and subscribe, and also follow Dan on social media. All the information is in the description below.
A change in the offing for City.
Well, I have to say, the crowd are right. They need to start winning the ball back higher up the pitch.
A meaty but fair challenge, and it will be a throw-in. Tajani Reinders. Oh, beating his opponent with ease. Well, danger averted thanks to his teammate. Eze. Victor Gyökeres. Can't miss, surely. Well, last gasp defending, but brilliant defending. Could be threatening. And in! Oh, yes! Exactly what they were hoping to produce. They've delivered the goal.
Well, as you can see, the weight of the through ball is key to this goal. And the finish is so clinical. He just rolls it past the keeper, cool as you like.
Well, not too much defending going on in the grand scheme of things. 4-1. Lewis. And there it breaks down, but credit to the defence. Significant acreage for City to run into. And Bernardo Silva has it. On to Haaland. And a decent save. Full credit. Now they have possession in a good area of the pitch. Arsenal have given it away. And a throw coming up after a really fine piece of tackling. Just 10 minutes remaining here. Haaland. And nicely parried away. Gyökeres. Really good challenge. Arsenal finding space on the wing. Fine tackle there to prevent the chance. Haaland. Haaland. And off target in the end. And that'll be a goal kick. And the pass deftly cut out. Is it going to be? Oh, a challenge that simply had to be won. Will it happen for them? He's in with a dance. And a goal to seal the hat-trick. A masterclass in finishing. Just can't stop him today.
Well, just look at how poor the defending is here. But I have to say, it's still a very tidy finish. He looked really assured there.
A glut of goals. 5-1 it is. Gyökeres. Well, there was impending danger, but good defending. So the referee's whistle means full time, and it goes into the books as a defeat for Arsenal.
Well, Derek, that just wasn't good enough today. A lack of a game plan, too many players below par, and not enough energy all around the pitch. A really worrying performance for me.
Remember to like and subscribe, and also follow Dan on social media. All the information is in the description below.